What's up everybody, it's Roman Gaming here. It's been a really long time since I've been uploading. I mean, I feel like I've said this for the past couple of weeks now, but you know, I had my sort of like winter holidays, my break, and I decided to pretty much make full use of it and stuff. I went to my girlfriend in Lithuania for a week, she came here for more than a week, and all in all, it's just been super busy. As I said, I kind of needed a break, to be honest, for myself. So yeah, it's been a while, as I said, but I'm gonna start uploading a lot more from now on, and I want to thank you all for sticking around, because you know, it's on YouTube especially, it's really hard to maintain an audience if you're not consistent and stuff. So I know that if I don't upload much for 2.5 weeks, it might mean that people are kind of like, you know, not watching anymore after a while, and it needs to kind of like get going again, if you get what I mean. So anyway, I really appreciate you all sticking around, as I said, and I hope you will enjoy this video. I thought, because it's now 2016, to do some predictions. I always love doing predictions, and of course, as you can see by the title, I'm going to do PlayStation 4 predictions for this year, 2016. I would say, you know, I've been talking way too much already, so let's just get into it. I made 5 total predictions. I of course want to know yours in the comments, but anyway, let's get into the list. Some of these are going to be very, very bold. Let's immediately start with a very big one, I think. I think Crash Bandicoot for PlayStation 4 will be announced this year. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because it seems like so many people have been asking for a Crash Bandicoot game now. Ever since the announcement of the PS4, that whole discussion kind of like started again, and Sony has been hinting and trolling us way too many times now. I mean, especially last year with PSX, right? Remember Sean Layden coming up the stage with his Crash Bandicoot t-shirt? You know, are you kidding me? Like, come on. They're literally trolling us, and that is because they have a plan to, you know, to bring out a certain Crash Bandicoot game. Now, of course, Activision has the rights, so it's kind of a question how exactly that's going to be. I feel like it's either going to be that PlayStation has bought the rights back to Crash Bandicoot, and you'll see some studio make a game for it, not Naughty Dog, I think a different studio, but a Sony-owned studio then if they buy the rights back. Or at the same time, I could really see it how Activision has maintained the rights, but they sort of like worked out a deal with Sony so that the next Crash Bandicoot game will be coming out on PlayStation 4 and will be a real sort of like reboot to the series. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm expecting. I really think it's gonna happen. Crash Bandicoot is coming to PS4. I really hope so as well, so that would be awesome news. Let's get to the second prediction. This is going to be Uncharted 4 related. It's actually multiple predictions in one, and this is going to be the game of the, you know, pretty much of the year for me in terms of what I'm most excited for, obviously. So let's get into it. Uncharted 4 will be the highest rated Metacritic game on PS4 when it releases, meaning it has to beat Metal Gear Solid 5 that has a 93, not counting the remasters of Last of Us and GTA that I think have like 95 pluses. I think as a sort of like original PS4 game, Uncharted 4 will be the highest rated Metacritic game, meaning it scores over a 93 that Metal Gear Solid 5 right now has the record with. Not just that, it will also be the best selling Uncharted game, meaning it's going to sell over 7 million copies. Now that may not be in 1 year already, you know, because these games kind of like keep on selling after a long time as well, but I do think in the end it will have been the you know, best selling Uncharted game, and I'll also be calling it my favorite game in the series, meaning that it's going to beat Uncharted 2 for me personally, and that's a really big one. I don't know, I'm just feeling it, you know. Uncharted 4 is going to be so big this year. My hype level is insane, and the really insane thing is that I expect it's going to live up to that hype. I really think it's going to be not just the best Uncharted game in the series, but just one of the best PS4 games overall. I absolutely cannot wait. It's going to be insane. So yeah, Uncharted 4, can't wait when it releases in April. So the third prediction out of 5, I think PS4 sales will hit 55 million. This is not really like a, you know, like a special one or something. Sony just announced that the PlayStation 4 has sold over 36 million units, which is absolutely insane. And I feel like they're just going to continue that trend with so many awesome exclusives coming out this year, like Uncharted, The Last Guardian, Horizon Zero Dawn. There's also stuff like Street Fighter, which is coming, console exclusive to PS4, that's going to be very big. And I just feel like 2016 really is going to be the year more than ever for the PS4. And with all the momentum that it already has, I can easily see it surpassing 55 million units by the end of the year, where it now has 36. So an additional 19 million, I think it's totally possible. So that's what I'm expecting, that by the end of the year we'll be saying it has hit over 55 million units sold. So the fourth prediction is about PlayStation VR, which is also going to be really big this year, at least in terms of what PlayStation is going to be doing. I feel like PlayStation VR will cost $399. Now, I'm honestly not really too sure about this price at the moment. I feel it's very, very expensive, but at the same time, you know, I was hoping for like $299 or something, but with how Oculus Rift has now recently announced that their, you know, virtual reality device is going to be $599, that's absolutely ridiculous, honestly. And I do feel like Sony really has to undercut that, of course, and at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, they use cheaper hardware, and I'm pretty sure the PlayStation VR won't be as good as the Oculus Rift, but $399 should be doable. I think that will ultimately be the price, but it's still going to be a really big question if that means it's actually going to sell well. We'll see very soon when it launches, of course, this year. I could make a quick second prediction about that. I feel like it's of course going to launch with a couple of games, and it might be that No Man's Sky or some other big game will kind of like come bundled with it. For everybody who buys that, they'll kind of like feel like, oh wow, I get PlayStation VR and I can instantly play No Man's Sky in virtual reality. That would be a really awesome thing. So yeah, that's the fourth one, and now I guess we get to the final one, the fifth prediction out of 5 for the PlayStation 4 in 2016, and this is really going to be a bold one, but I'm gonna say it. The Last of Us 2 will be announced in 2016, and I am not quite sure yet when. It could be at either 2 events, and by that I mean either E3 of 2016 in June, when that takes place, or at PlayStation Experience at the end of the year in December. The reason I'm saying that is, of course, that, you know, Naughty Dog has this high pedigree. Like, everybody is a Naughty Dog fan if you play on PlayStation, pretty much, and those games are hands down kind of like the biggest exclusives that Sony has at the moment, and of course Last of Us 2 will be absolutely massive, so an E3 announcement would be very, very justified, right? But at the same time, Naughty Dog is known for announcing their games at smaller events and not really at the big places, which is funny because those games totally deserve that. But yeah, you know, it might be that E3 is already a bit too early with Uncharted 4 coming out in April. E3 is very soon afterwards, but at the same time they did the exact same thing with Uncharted 3 and The Last of Us, and also in a way with The Last of Us and Uncharted 4. It only took, you know, 2 months and 4 months between those game releases all the time, so I could really see it happen. I think Naughty Dog has had a second team working on The Last of Us 2 for quite a while already, and I think it's going to happen. The Last of Us 2 is going to be announced, whether that's going to be at E3 as that big final announcement that they will do, or at PlayStation Experience to make the entire PlayStation fan crowd go wild. We'll see about that, but I think it's happening. And you know, when it will be launching, we don't know. At the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, it's still going to be a while, but at the same time, this is going to be the year that The Last of Us 2 will be announced. I'm calling it. So anyway, these were my 5 PlayStation you know, predictions for 2016. So hope you enjoyed the video, and as I said, of course, let me know your predictions for PlayStation 4 in the comments for this year. As I said, hope you enjoyed the video. So for now, thanks a lot for watching, and hope to see you again next time.